I remember before the game started, alright? I know the scene is different. There's gonna be people yelling at me to change scene, and I was like, I know, my bad. Uh, uh, it is funny that AT's doing that, because, like, are they not on comms? Like, maybe they're not on comms, actually. Maybe I'm crazy. Uh, but getting transports early ensures to stop leaks because there's a lot of little cliffs that are just very bot walkable, uh, and very easy to leak into. So you definitely I think want somebody starting. uh, yeah, I understand his pain. You definitely want somebody starting air, I think, especially for this guy, right? This guy spawning back here is so awkward. Like you have to walk all the way around if you don't have a transport. It's just not good. All right, we got some bot starts. It looks like so people are at least gonna eat the trees. You really want, I think, at least one at a minimum. I'm pretty sure Club and I we're in agreement there. You want at least one at a minimum. Just eating these trees, like it's too important. Interesting. So Tom Ruler went for a 3-mex air opener, and AD went for a 2-mex air opener, because you really don't need a whole lot of metal with when you're playing air, right? Oh no, he did it with a 3-mex. Wait, did Tom go mass wins? Oh, Tom went extra wins, that's why his lab was slower. Alright, interesting. The build power difference between solar and wind meant that AT had his lab up significantly quicker. Which is not something you think about a lot, or at least most people don't think about a lot of like when you build a building, it has 3 costs, right? It has metal and it has energy and it has build cost basically, and solars are generally going to be much lower build cost for the energy than winds are. So doing like a 3-max 2 solar air lab opener is going to be, you're going to get that up quicker than if you were doing the same thing but with wind. So far, it doesn't look like the harassment, I was going to say hasn't gotten much, but Delph is about to lose a mech, but the Shuris are out now. Shuri's kind of funny enough struggle. Like, the tick stopped there, but they kind of struggle to deal with, like, ticks and rovers. Like, they miss a lot. Oh, I think they forgot about that tick? That's not good. Interesting. He flew to the. I guess he didn't fly back. That makes sense. He's grabbing the 3-mechs first. Get as many mechs up as quickly as he can. Yeah, you know what? The harassment isn't too bad so far. Nobody's really lost a whole lot. Like Delph lost a mechs, but like that's not a big deal. It looks like. Ooh, that rover just squeaks in, which is definitely rough for JT. Although, once the shurikens get there, it should be totally fine. Oh god, if it hits, please hit. Okay, there you go. Shurikens, man, I tell you. Yeah, it looks like the leak phase of the game is already over. Already over. There's too many shurikens already out. Ooh. That's a big surround with these grunts on that incisor. And they can just run up this hill. Of course, you know, CJ not knowing that Volshok's commander's right there, but... Oh, and the LT's up, so he should be fine, especially if Shuris show up. He should be totally fine here. Oh, you don't want to throw the incisor in yet. Yeah, all these cliffs are being bot walkable is incredibly awkward for the tank start. Like, you get so much early aggression starting bots on this map that you just don't get with vehicles because these are not vehicle drivable. And Tom just doesn't have enough Shuris out, right? This is actually quite a lot of damage, so he just lost. Or he just took quite a lot of damage from these grunts. How's Yodo doing? Or Little Panda on this side? He's securing some of his mexes. Scene over. As if the 5 minutes passed and finally the overlay is being complained about. As we've reached that point, it's just yeah. Panic. Overlay's broken. Panic. JT, are you gonna degun that? What was the thought process there? Oh my god. Oh, this is a good snipe. This is a good snipe. You got the con. It was decent, although surely there's gonna be shurikens at some point here. Oh, that's actually so many blitzes. You should be able to stop quite a lot of it. Yeah, Zlow's got plenty of stuff to stop this. That's just a feed. I mean, Volshock's retaking his mexes, but he is. I mean, that definitely stalled him out. He lost what, 4 mexes? I think he lost these 4. 100%. That's not nothing. That's not nothing at all. Yep. There it's beginning. AT's doing his tank swap. Ooh, this is a big run by. Does not look like there's any shurikens here. They're on the way. Yeah, got a mechs. Not the worst. Not terrible. These blitzes running out of commander are not great. Blitz is not known for being actually very good at sniping comms. Generally, they have good DPS, but their maneuverability is just a little rough and very degunnable. Although this is a very good split from Zlo. Delph needs to be on point with his deguns. Yeah, Delph. He's no energy. He has no energy. One more. If those are pawns, that commander died. 100%. If those are pawns, the commander just died. Ooh, this run by is really rough. Although the exploiter here actually completely, because they're targeting the con, actually completely shut that down. So Tom's setting up a lab, but like 8D's, he flew build power forward, right? Like he grabbed his construction turrets with his transports and just flew build power forward, whereas Tom's only build power is his commander. And AT's just gonna walk forward and degun that for sure. There's no reason for him to not do that. Even if he just trades, like he'll take that for sure. And Tom, you can't body block. You can't body block it. Yeah, you just can't body block it. Yeah, AT's just gonna back right up. He does not care about trading here, especially if it dies under this twin guard. Like JT's gonna struggle to secure this. How's Volshock doing? He's discovering that yeah, lashers are not so good with core arty. Core pounder, like the pounder lasher arty combo in the tank lab is very strong. Into most tier 1 armies. It is actually very annoying to deal with. Yeah, this is really bad. This is really bad for red team, I guess I should say. JT did get a degun on the comm corps. He kind of had to sacrifice a good amount of his army to do that. You know, Delph and Little Panda, honestly, they're winning pretty solidly over here. They're actually denying Zlo and Flash a good amount of the mexes that are normally theirs. Which I guess in that regard, CJ is also doing the same to Volshock, right? Like a lot of these mexes are traditionally Volshocks, but he's kind of he's getting the slow march of the Lasher Pounder already. A much slower push than a normal core push, or like an Armada tank push, but it is kind of dangerous. Wonder, did he? No, those are just leftover shurikens. Oh man. Okay, Zakrus has tier 2. That's that's kind of rough for red team here. There's already Tigers out. He's got a tier 2 con going. I hope he doesn't fall into the trap of sending out too many cons like an AV8. Oh, this is the rough part. The core jammer, right? Oh, he got a lot of the army, but there's already so many brutes waiting. I don't know if he's gonna be able to secure this. It's gonna be really hard. There's so many brutes there. He does have some pounders, which do trade very well into brute balls if the brutes like group up at all. They'll get absolutely destroyed by these pounders, but CJ's keeping his splits pretty good. And lashers will not kill. They're no threat to these brutes. They're just no threat. He actually almost killed CJ's comm. Like CJ is very low here. He doesn't have the energy to D-gun. He's actually taking a lot of damage. Oh, okay. So Tom swapped bots and is bringing bots over to push. This is where you want to reach through the computer and yell at Volshock, "Pounders, remember the pounders." This is what they were made for. Anything pushing into them, Volshock. This is what they're made for. But now they're at a tier 2 disadvantage, and it kind of looks like it's only going to get worse from here. And Volshock's going to lose a lot of his economy to these tanks, and JT is dealing with what, one Tiger? Tiger Banisher, nice. Yeah, tier 1 tanks kind of cannot deal with Banishers. Tier 1 units kind of can't, unless you're ticks, you kind of can't deal with Banishers. And like it looks like the mechs advantage is just going to just absolutely run wild. Oh, the reclaim over here. Little Panda died. He died way too forward apparently, and there's just a lot of metal on the ground here. A lot of units. Oh, looks like JT might die. Very good D-gun actually. Maybe he's very close. If that Banisher gets another shot before he cloaks. Oh my god, the last minute cloak. He killed the Banisher, but that was so unlucky. He was if that cloak had triggered like a pixel sooner, like a half a second sooner. Oh, that's so unlucky. Tom, unfortunately, like, you know, he's grunt spamming because, you know, they need presence on the ground, but Pounders are very good at dealing with grunts just running at you. I mean, even brutes kind of like are struggling. Brutes struggle a little more, I would say. Like Pounders just destroy them, but brutes tend to like miss a lot when it comes to this. So like this is probably the better lane for him to throw his grunts at. But they need to like cover JT. I mean, you can fight Pounders with grunts, but you need to spread and envelop the Pounders. Oh no, nobody's covering JT. Does he have vision? They see that there. Oh man, but also the left side's losing. Dang. Yodo is getting crushed by oh, cause Delph teched. I see. So they have a tier 2 advantage on this side, but like Zlo or Flash could tier 2 just off the reclaim here. Pretty easily. Like there's several thousand metal on the ground. As long as their E economy is kept up, like which both I would say has, there's a good chance they can just tech very quickly now that they've seen tier 2 units from Delph. So that is a Czar. And Czars, I've heard, are quite strong if they don't get D-gunned. And, oh. Yeah, JT's been chosen for death, I've seen. He's been chosen for death. CJ has decided to murder this man. Zakrus slow walking a Czar into him. This is going to be hard to recover from. I think this is a dead JT. Oh man, look at CJ with the offensive GG. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. I mean, yes, it's GG, but hold on. What the hell, man? It's toxic. I think that was a rough matchup for our boys in red. That was a lot of very strong frontline players, and you know you have 8D who's he's a wizard with his plays. He does very silly things, very good things, but he's a strong player to have on your team.